Top Chinese military experts say China and Russia could join forces against the U.S. if a war with North Korea turns into a wider conflict. Beijing should move troops to its border with the warmongering Stalinist nation to prepare for a conflict that could break out any time between now and March, Lieutenant General Wang Gongguang claims. Chinese armed police and Russian National Guards take part in a joint counterterrorism drill in Yunchun on December 5. U.S. Marines and South Korean Marine Corps soldiers during combat training in Pyeongchang, South Korea, and Chinese military expert Song Songping said China could potentially engage U.S. forces if they posed a threat. He said in that recent high-tech anti-missile drills held by China and Russia and Beijing were to prepare for an attack by the U.S. if the war of words between Trump and Kim Jong-un turns over into violence. The main target of the joint drills between China and Russia is the U.S., which has both ballistic and cruise missiles that could pose a real threat to both Beijing and Moscow, Song told the South China Morning Post. Defensive action could lead to engagement if U.S. action on the Korean peninsula threatens China's core interests. The Global Times, the English-language outlet of the Beijing government mouthpiece People's Daily China, reports that Wang is warning of the need to be mentally prepared for war anytime. He added China should be psychologically prepared for a potential Korean war, and the Northeast China regions should be mobilized for that. China has been urged to move more troops and equipment to its border with North Korea. File picture North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has nations in the region nervous. General Gongguang is urging the deployment of anti-missile systems and troops in the border area with North Korea in anticipation of conflict between North and South Korea, and others such as Japan and the United States. Once war erupts, South Korea will be the most damaged, followed by China, Wang said, adding that there will be a huge risk of being exposed to nuclear contamination and earthquakes. Such mobilization is not to launch a war, but for defensive purposes, he said. China tests its multi-nuke hypersonic missile DF-41, which can strike anywhere in the world and will be ready in 2018. North Korea has stepped up its missile tests. China and Russia today slammed President Donald Trump's first national security strategy, which pilloried both nations as challengers to U.S. power as a Cold War mentality with an imperialist character. Two global powerhouses hit back hours after the Trump administration unveiled its approach to the world with biting language framing Beijing and Moscow as global competitors. We urge the United States to stop intentionally distorting China's strategic intentions and to abandon outdated notions such as the Cold War mentality and zero-sum game, otherwise it will only harm itself or others, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Hua Chunying said. U.S. President Donald Trump calls on China to do more about North Korea, while in Beijing, Moscow issued its own denunciation moments later. The imperialist character of this document is obvious, as is the refusal to renounce a unipolar world, an insistent refusal, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters. The report's tough tone contrasts sharply with Trump's friendlier face-to-face encounters with Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian leader Vladimir Putin. We pay for your stories. Do you have a story for the Sun Online News team? Email us at tips@thesun.co.uk or call 0207-782-4368. We pay for videos too. Click here to upload yours.